Welcome to another edition of Gluten-Free Adventures. My name is Stephanie. Would you hit subscribe and that notification button? I like to go check out all these places, things that have gluten-free food and things that don't. But today I am at the LA County Fair. It runs from May 2nd to 26th, and there's a bunch of rides, the Raptor coaster. There's a bunch of food and a lot of things to do here. I can't even get it all in, but we're here on opening day, and come with me, let's check it out. quest to find some good food at the fair, LA County Fair 2025, I found at Pigley's, they have lobster fries and lobster baked potato. And I needed to personally check that it was gluten-free, and it's just cooked in garlic and butter, and the fries are not coated, so there's no wheat, so it's $24. They also have, at the fair, they have these little deals where it's this fair special, and so they have fish and chips that comes with a drink, and that's $9.95. So that's a pretty good deal. And you know, $24 for some lobster. I mean, you know, fair prices. That's what happens. All right, let's taste. It's a lot of lobster. Let's taste. Wow, that's rich. It's definitely very saturated in butter. The fries are a little, they're a little soggy, but the lobster tastes good, although there's a little bit of kick in there. I'm not really sure from what, but all of a sudden I feel it in the back of my throat. But let's taste. I always wonder, because lobster and cheese is kind of a funny combination, but you know, it's pretty good. I would get it again. I mean, listen, I don't have a lot of options, but the lobster's pretty good. French fries, take them or leave them, but the lobster part is good. So I'm gonna give this a 7.4 out of 10. Cheers.
So, and I'm having the Value Fair special from Piggy Seafood, or Pigley Seafood, and it's basically a big breaded piece of cod, deep fried with batter, seasoned batter, and regular French fries. The French fries are, I'd rate a 5. They're a little soggy. They should be crispy. And I even thought that maybe it was because they put the hot piece of fish on top, but the ones where the fish wasn't touching, it's still soggy. As for the fish, let's do a taste. Dip it in some tartar sauce. So, it's a pretty decent piece of fish. The batter's not very seasoned, so I'm gonna have to go with a 6.2, and overall between the fish and the fries, I'm gonna stick with a 6.2. I mean, it's a value item, so take it for that. I mean, most things are here easily $25. This was only $8.82, so I mean, that's a great price. And it also includes a drink, so I got a Coca-Cola Classic, and they have a soda fountain, and you could get a freshly squeezed strawberry lemonade. So it's not bad.
Okay, you guys, I was walking by filming and I saw a sign that said gluten-free corn dogs at the fair. This is like unheard of. I'm so excited. It's like, it's in its own fryer. I wish I could tell you the name of the booth, but I'll put the picture up so you can see it. It's
in the back end of the fair.
Well, it depends on what way you're coming in. I came in the yellow area. It's over by the kiddies, by the kid land, somewhere over there. All right, here's my corn dog. Ketchup. So it's $12 with tax. It's fried in its own fryer. It's delicious. This makes me so happy. It's so good. You guys, it's warm. The breading. It's not super thick. The hot dog is great. It's really crispy, which I really like. It's not soggy or soft or anything. This right now for me to sit here at the fair and have a corn dog on a stick is a 10 out of 10. $12, you got me every time. I'm so happy. If you're gluten-free, come have this. You'll enjoy it. So for dessert, with the Passport to Savings, they give you coupons. At Old Time Ice Cream Company, they have a dipped cheesecake bar that you can have topping, and it comes with a free soft serve or a free hand-dipped ice cream bar. And so how much was it?
$10.50 because buy one get one free.
$10.50. So we got both of those.
So dessert for $5.25 each.
$5.25 each for dessert. Soft serve, just vanilla. It's everything you want it to be. It's good. It's vanilla soft serve. I like it. How's the cheesecake?
So the cheesecake is basically it's cheesecake, frozen cheesecake with chocolate around it, and then they added a topping of my choice. Just like if Stephanie had gotten the hand dipped ice cream bar, you get a topping of your choice. The choices were toffee and almond, Oreo, chocolate sprinkles, rainbow sprinkles. So I got Oreos, and it's delicious. It's like a frozen cheesecake bar that's chocolatey and Oreo.
Yeah, they hand dipped it.
They hand dip it when you order it into the warm chocolate, and then because of the cheesecake being frozen, it melts instantly, and then they put the topping on it. I give it an 8.5. It was really good. I get it again, especially for $5.25 at a fair. Can't beat that much.
Yeah, that is true. That is true.
What an incredible day. I'm so happy I got to have a corn dog, got to see all the rides, try some food, have dessert. It was a wonderful day. Thanks for joining me, and I will see you on my next adventure.